Hello open world gamers, I'm Peter, you're watching How Big Is The Map and this is the game Sniper Elite 5. Time for an open world review, a game world review. So this isn't about the story or the gameplay, no, this is about the game worlds. I give scores for freedom, can we go anywhere we want to go, content and detail, is this a big empty world with only grass and trees, or is it full of interesting stuff, can we enter all houses and all buildings? I'll give a score for graphics, the atmosphere, the views, the vistas, and at the end an overall score. I was about to make a 5-minute video, but this game has so many interesting places that it's going to be a longer video. I hope you're not in a hurry. Let's start with freedom. Can we go anywhere we want to go? Well, first I gotta say, the game world doesn't consist of one big map, like in many other open world games. Nope. The main game has 8 maps. They're not that huge. I walked across all the maps in an earlier video and it took approximately 15 minutes to walk across one map. In these maps you can go anywhere you want to go. Yes, you can get into farms, you can get into barns, you can go to another floor, you can get into houses, you can go upstairs, you can go to attics, you can go to haylofts. You can go anywhere you want to go, but there are some boundaries like bushes and fences. Like this one right here, look at the map. Yeah, you have to find a way to get through these bushes. And there are a lot of villages as well in this game world. A lot of villages with a lot of houses, but like in many other open world games, you cannot enter every house, unfortunately. Yeah, sometimes you need a key and some doors are locked forever, but there are houses you can enter, yeah. And that's cool, and not only houses but also, well, other buildings like churches. I will show you in a few seconds. Ah, there's a church. Let's enter that church so I can show you what it looks like inside. Look at this, it's beautiful, it's well designed. To be honest, I love these buildings. Here's another one. Yep. This one is bigger. So there are a lot of big buildings in this game world. Yeah, and in the DLC Wolf Mountain, you can enter the holiday home of Hitler. Yes. And that's a huge one. And you can almost get lost in that one. And this is another big building. This is in the main game. All footage you see in this video is from the main game. I'm not going to show you the DLC. I showed you that in the walk across the map video. I walked across the map of the DLC Wolf Mountain, but I'm not going to show you that in this video. Only the main game in this video. You can enter bunkers, you can go lower and lower into basements. And well, you can go upstairs again and again. It's great. I get this feeling these Germans are looking for me, but they can't find me because I'm using the invisible cheat. This way I can show you the whole game world in peace. Okay, I think it's about time to give a score for freedom. You can enter a lot of buildings, so that makes it a high score, but the bushes and the fences in these maps, well, in reality you've got these things as well and you have to find another way to get somewhere, but still though, sometimes they made these bushes on the map to make sure you walk a certain route, and I don't know. It takes away that feeling of freedom, so I give an 8 for freedom, still high. Now it's time to give a score for content and detail. Look at these paintings. There are a lot of beautiful things in this game world. Look at this. This is on the island. I forgot the name of the island, but it looks like Mont Saint-Michel in France. And it's beautiful. You can really enter all these buildings on this island. It's insane. You can go anywhere and everywhere you look you see stuff. You can turn on music to distract enemies. These Germans will really walk to the place the music comes from to find out what happened. Pigeons fly away when you walk nearby. There's advertisement on the wall like this. Beer from Liège. Hey, that's in Belgium. There's a lot of stuff everywhere. You get the feeling these Nazis had to clean up more often. Everywhere you look, there's stuff. The developers, Rebellion Developments Limited, did a great job. I don't know how many years they worked on this, but it must have been a long time. It has so many detail, it's insane. I don't know how many people worked on this. Must be a lot. I seldom saw so many things in an open world game. Yeah, there are a few areas with fields, grasslands, meadows, but they aren't that big, and before you know it, you are in a building again with a lot of stuff and things to see. Look at this. It's so well designed for an open world game. Definitely. Time to give a score. It's going to be a very high score. I will give a 9 out of 10 for content and detail. Yeah. A 9. I was thinking about a 9.5, but that's very high, so 9 is enough. Okay, time to move on to the next score. The score for graphics. First I'm gonna show you my video settings. Yeah. I always want to have 60 FPS, so I cannot put everything on high, but look at this. A lot of ultras here, and everything is on, so it's good enough, because otherwise, well, you get that stuttering, and I don't like that, so I want everything to run smoothly.
Got what I came for. Time to link up with the resistance and get out of here.
Somebody's talking. Oh, it's me. To run smoothly, just like my pronouncing. The next subject is graphics. What about the graphics in this game? Look at this. Oh, that isn't very cozy. It's a dead body. Well, look at the sun. Yeah, and the shadow of myself. It's beautiful. Look at this. And there's more sunshine over here. I love this. I don't know why, but it looks very realistic. I told you in an earlier open world review that, well, I get a little bit quiet of beautiful graphics. That's why I'm always quiet in these walk across the maps videos. Yeah, I don't know, it's beautiful. Look. And, well, look, in this church on the ground. I will crawl so you can see it. Yeah, I love this. I don't think this game supports ray tracing, but these reflections are still good enough. Yeah, I love this. Look at this. Yeah. Look at the moonshine on the wall. Yeah. There's a big industrial map in the game full of factories, and you can find some industrial smoke. That looks realistic. At the coast you find fog, or what is it, water vapor. In the dry fields you can see little sandstorms. And the coastline looks very realistic. You can almost feel the wetness on the rocks and the stones. Rebellion always tries to make things look realistic in the games. They already did that in the 1999 game Aliens vs Predator. Man, that was so realistic, I almost pissed my pants while playing that scary game. Now look at the reflections in the rain puddles. Beautiful. Rebellion also made a game called Judge Dredd, Dread vs. Death. It had a realistic futuristic game world, and they also developed Delta Force Black Hawk Down. It had a very realistic open world maps, and Shell Shock 2 was also scary because of the realistic forests. Now check out these tire tracks. This truck really made these tracks. Look at this. Yeah, and all the lights on the ground. It looks gorgeous. These shadows are so real, especially at night. It's great. So, I'm going to give a score for graphics. I am going to give a 7. I have seen better graphics in games, but still though, they did a good job. Now it's time to move on to the atmosphere in the game. It takes place in France, but it's the northwestern part of France. It's Normandy, so don't expect a South European atmosphere. You won't hear the loud noise of cicadas or tree crickets, but you hear birds. It's still in France, and you get the feeling you are really in France. What I do miss in these French villages are the NPCs, the people walking or sitting on the terrace. But we're in World War II, so maybe that explains it. In the map with the factories you experience an industrial atmosphere. The Germans make stuff here and it feels that these factories are still in operation. You also hear all these sounds coming from the factories. In the countryside you feel like you are in a peaceful France and in World War II at the same time.
That must be the gun that took out the submarine.
You hear birds, see picturesque villages, and at the same time you hear gunshots, explosions, Nazis talking, and you see a lot of swastikas.
Nazi patrols are out in full force. They're not gonna make things easy.
So explosions, explosions and more explosions and swastikas and more swastikas, but still you can find places where it's peaceful. And maybe we can hear some cicadas.
Ja, schon klar. Keine Sorge. An mir kommt niemand vorbei.
Okay, I'm going to give a score for the atmosphere. I give a 8 out of 10. Time to move on to the next score about views and vistas.
That windmill looks like a perfect sniper's nest. Wonder what the view's like from up there.
Now, I walked across a lot of maps, big, huge maps, with mountains, beautiful mountains, high mountain tops, and then you get really nice views. But in this game, we cannot find a lot of places with a beautiful view. Just a few beautiful views. Yes, unfortunately. But these maps aren't that big, so maybe these maps are just too small for huge landscapes with high mountain tops. But it's still great though, look at this. We started our mission over there. I really walked over that bridge over there. You can get some nice views in the industrial zone, but you never go really high. Now let's enjoy the view in the windmill.
Ist da jemand?
This is the highest place in the game world, I think. Yeah. Okay, it's a nice view. Yeah. It's okay. Okay, time to give a score for the views, the vistas. I give a 4 out of 10. Yeah, I know, that's very low, but it's the truth in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is a beautiful view at night, by the way. Yes. Okay, now it's time to give an overall score for the game world in Sniper Elite 5 France. But you hear German.
Boston, New York, Washington D.C., die großen Städte der Ostküste, vom Krieg unberührt. Ihr Volk hat nie einen Fliegeralarm gehört oder den Schrecken der Bombardierungen erlebt. Doch wenn der Krake angreift, wird sich das schon
Trains
bald
loading
ändern.
explosives. I find the controls can make it look like an accident. Sink this U-boat into the bargain.
Oh yes, and English, of course, because my character is American. Time to give an overall score. When you calculate the whole thing, you get a 7.2. So, it's a 7.2 for the game world in Sniper Elite 5. When you like games in a World War II setting, then this game is for you. I've talked enough. Somebody else who want to say something?
Amerikas Schwäche ist seine Demokratie. Wenn seine Städte brennen, wird das Volk sich erheben und verlangen, aus dem Krieg auszutreten. Kurz darauf werden dann die feigen Briten kapitulieren. Seid stolz, Kameraden. Operation Krake ist der kriegsentscheidende Schlag.
Munitions in that car.
Das wird böse
Direct route to the fuel
für
lines.
dich.
Looks like an explosive combination.
And that's it, and I really would like to know what do you think of this game world, the game world in Sniper Elite 5. So leave a comment and I will definitely read it and reply. Thanks for watching and goodbye.
Das wird böse enden. Für dich